Hello there. It is time for Flossmas number 22. I am the Stitching Owl and I have been coming to you every day through Advent with lots of stitching and some music too. I hope that you have just a few minutes to spend with me today. We're getting close to winding down these videos. Christmas is just around the corner. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. Let's talk Advent stitching. So today, this is the picture that we get from the Modern Folk Embroidery Evertote Roxy Floss Co. collaboration that is the Nordic Countdown. Now you can clearly see that we have a musician here, so it is no surprise that as part of the Evertote daily videos that Caroline does, Hannah, one of her very special workers there, she is going to sing for us. But this year, we get an extra pleasure. Hannah has many of her friends to join her for a wonderful rendition of "Oh Christmas Tree." So I hope you'll pop over to see the Evertote notes from the workshop video today. So let's see, what was the color that we had? And now I have to stop and say, what was the color that we had? It was this lovely green here called Wisdom. So there's ever so slight variegation in here, and it certainly fits well with the overall color palette that we have. So we are almost at 25 colors. We've got 22 colors. Now, having said that, one of the things that Caroline has said is that some of the colors are linked in that they are just different shades of the same color, so we have different intensities. So that has made it so that this particular pattern, it doesn't look overdone with color. Now, I am caught up, and I'm going to tell you that I didn't do the colors the way that Jacob has them. We are stitching in this bottom part, and yesterday I debated about these leaves. Did I want them pink? Well, in the given, these pinwheels that to me seem like flowers or parts of flowers were in the green and the leaves were in the pink. So I switched that to what I felt. We'll see if I regret this tomorrow, but for now, that is how I chose to do it, and it will be different from what you see in other people's videos. So I am stitching with one strand of Roxy floss that is cotton on the 20 count Glacier Ada. That was my choice of stitching fabrics. Evertote gave us quite a number of choices so that we could all pick a fabric type and count that fit for us the best. Now, in my tiny Modernist, do we have another row done? I don't think so. We stitched an ice skate, and it's right here with a lovely little flower on it. But when I pan out, you can see there's room here. So today's 22. So I think we've got 23, 24, 25, or some iteration of that to go here. So again, I like the way I'm using a B5200 for the white, not just blanc, and just the way Cheryl has actually spaced out her pictures. The motifs that have the white in are all balanced throughout this. Like this here seems to balance this here without it being absolutely at the bottom. And there's white in this row and white in this row with just dabs of white down here. I just think Cheryl's an amazing designer. So I continue to have a lot of fun with this and look forward to seeing what I'm going to be stitching tomorrow. I had not thought of stitching a skate, but it fits in perfectly. Now, yesterday I said that I was joining with Lisa for City Stitching in the hashtag tier tray Sal, and we know that at this point Lisa and I are doing this Woodland Critters tier, but my friend Jody's doing the Canada tier and my friend Karen is doing the summer tier. I hope to hear that a lot of you are doing different tiers because there's many amazing ones available. Now, I think one of the things that kind of surprises people when they do their first tier is that these are not particularly large. When we see some of the tiers that are out there by other designers, they have a good size about them. They're not a BAP, but they certainly do have some size to them. So I have to admit that I've been influenced by Erica of Fibers and Floss. For our Canada Swaps one, she did the Canada tier that Jody is doing, and she made it ultra tiny. If I'm remembering correctly, I think she did it 1/1 on either 28 or 32. So it was quite tiny, and then she did a fabulous finish with it. I'm using 40 count Verdal. This is a hand dyed by Rolonda fabric. So this is the bottom of the top tier, the middle tier, and I've got another tier started here, and then I've got one motif in here. I really didn't intend to search out the owl. It's happened to be near the center, which is where I started. And once I got into it, realized it was an owl. I thought I should finish that off because after all, I want a motif finished and I am the stitching owl. So this is going to be fun because I can just work my way through the motifs in the same way that I have been doing the Cheryl Tiny Modernist one. So this is an Erin Elizabeth design, and you can get this pattern either in hard copy at your local needlework shop, or you can go onto erinelizabeth.com and get it as a PDF download. Do I have any finishes today? I don't think you'll be surprised if I say, why yes. The stained glass window by Beth Twist with 3 candles is now finished. Beth is from Heartstring Samplery, and I am doing this on a 32 count even weave called Valor, although quite honestly, by the time I go in quite close to this to do the fully finish, you're not going to see much of the Valor at all. I just chose 32 because the piece was going to turn out to be the right size. And I will just gently remind you that the colors are brighter when I'm upstairs with natural light rather than in my studio where there is no real windows. So I'm happy with that and hoping that I can get it fully finished in the next week, but we will see because I've got a busy afternoon of crafting ahead of me. Now I just wanted to show you one other fully finished item that is of my past, and this is from a Stony Creek magazine, I would say the late 20-teens, maybe early 2020, where they have a magazine that's devoted to giving you the different a pattern in each of the different seasons, and they often provide you with a stocking. And this actually is a stocking I made for my father. When somebody's living in a full care facility, when you make them something, you want to make them something that if it falls, not going to break. My father loved flora and fauna, so of course there's lots of animals in here and footprints, and he did love to wear his flannel plaid shirts. Now, when I was going to finish this, I of course used Pfeiffer's tutorial because I wanted to get it right the first time and not have to rip it out. So I'm very pleased with that finished. I'm trying to figure out, did I leave something in the toe of this? Nope, there's nothing in the toe. It was just a funny feeling. I thought I'd left a piece of candy there. So that is it for my stitching. So if we go to the 12 Days of Christmas amongst the Stitch North folk, and I had a text early this morning from my friend Lisa, and she said, I think we're going to do it again. Are you up for it? And I said, this has been great fun. Count me in. So I loosened my tape. I believe this is the last piece I get directly from Lisa. And whoops, I didn't get one piece of tape off. There we go. And this is a cross stitch kit. And it looks like it's a little floral terrarium. Maybe those are, oh, and I've forgotten the words for it. Succulents, there we go. So it's a full kit. I can see the floss sitting right there. I think that's fabulous. I'm definitely going to have fun doing that. Might have to wait for the new year because I've got a busy week ahead of me. But thank you, thank you. In my moment of thanks, today I'm thankful for something that's very elusive, time. I know we're always saying, oh, there's not enough time for this or that, but we're given the amount of time that we're supposed to have. And each of us has to figure out how we're going to use it. The stitchers who take time each day to do stitching are prioritizing their own mental health and using stitching to better themselves, which actually supports their family network and their vocation very well. I am so pleased to have had as much time with my parents as I have. Many other people don't have the years that I have. And I'm thankful to have had 42 years, I had to count it off, with my husband, and over 20 years with each of my children. Time. It is a precious commodity, and I'm very thankful for it, and I hope that it doesn't fly away from us too fast. Now, for my moment for music, yesterday, Jingle Bells and Chopsticks was a delightful, perky little version, and I thank you for all of the full joy that was received from that particular playing. I particularly like that one of the subscribers said, well, in Quebec, we don't call it Jingle Bells, we call it Vive le Vent. And I was like, yes, thank you for reminding me, because one of the things, I had a wonderful grade 8 French teacher who would use music to teach us vocabulary, and we did learn many different pieces to sing in French. So I did learn Jingle Bells as Vive le Vent as well. So thank you for reminding me of that. It is a very special memory. Today's piece is a piece, and I was going to show you, for those of you who have enjoyed some of my fairly straightforward to understand but obviously embellished pieces, this is a book that I have really enjoyed playing out of, A Romantic Style Christmas, and these are pieces that are arranged by Faye Lopez in a Chopinesque style, and indeed she actually will tell you in small print under the hymn title what piece of Chopin she has in mind. So if you have a budding pianist, this would be a great Christmas gift for them, so that next fall they can learn some really special pieces to play for family at Christmas. Today's melody is one that over the years I have truly loved to play on Christmas Eve. I realize that it's iconic for us to play Silent Night. That's very true. And this one also. Please enjoy. And thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button. Most of all, thank you for your time. I know you don't have a lot of it, but so many of you are coming back each day to hear me and to comment. And that is such a special gift that you are giving me. So thank you. See you tomorrow.